Screen time salutations to all you internet dwellers out there, and welcome to another episode of Screen Time Continuum. I am Nick, and I am joined, as always, by Keelan. How's it going, bro?
It is going great. Happy Hump Day, brother.
Happy Hump Day. Is it Wednesday? I can't remember what day it is anymore.
I thought we changed the name. Isn't it Wednesday?
Wednesday it is. I suppose you're right. Yeah, happy Wednesday to you. And we got Dijon here. How's it going, man?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Happy Hump Day to you guys.
Happy Hump Day as well. Yeah, absolutely. And happy Hump Day to you guys out there listening. We very much appreciate it. Or anytime you are tuning in with us, we always appreciate it. Please consider leaving us a comment or a thumbs up or a subscription on our YouTube page. That would very much help us out. But today we wanted to talk about something that we teased on our last episode. If you had watched the last episode we did on Yasuke, we had mentioned that we were going to cover Army of the Dead by Zack Snyder. This is a 2021 Netflix original. I believe it's a Netflix original. And yeah, it's a it's a good old zombie movie, which is totally original and completely unique and something that we haven't ever seen before. I'm kind of being sarcastic on that. But I just wanted to give a brief synopsis of the movie so that people are aware. But I think people, if you're watching, you probably have seen it already, hopefully. And if you haven't, this is your spoiler warning. We will be talking about elements of this without any censoring. So you just know now that going forward, we're going to be spoiling Army of the Dead. But it came out just a couple of weeks ago. Directed by Zack Snyder, is written by Zack Snyder and Shay Hatton, as well as Joby Harold. It stars Dave Bautista, Ella Purnell, and Ana de la Reguera. There's a couple other people in here. There's Omari Hardwick, who plays the YouTuber. Or no, he's not the YouTuber. He's somebody else. He's the other guy.
He's like the military best friend guy of Batista.
Yes,
or I'm sorry, Scott Ward.
Yes, Scott Ward. Yeah, they have a very original name too. We also had Theo Rossi, who played, who was in Sons of Anarchy. He was kind of a slime ball.
Juice.
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. Juice. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, he's in a lot, and I really like him as an actor. I was hoping for more out of him. We'll get into when what happened with his character, but
yes, totally.
I expected his character to have more, but I will say I liked him being in it because of he is that kind of an actor that he's done enough roles where you could definitely dislike him. Oh
yeah, and he does the sort of slime ball pretty darn well. Right. I was fully convinced. But yeah, the synopsis here is that following a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, a group of mercenaries take the ultimate gamble, venturing into the quarantine zone to pull off the greatest heist ever attempted. And what the heist is initially is that they get this sort of like, what reminded me of Inception a lot? Or like, what's the Ken Watanabe in Inception, where he's trying to get the guys to do the job. It's the same like sort of dude, like the Japanese businessman hires these mercenaries to go in and get money from a vault that was his in a casino. Of course, there are zombies all over Las Vegas. Las Vegas is quarantined. And he is going to have them go into Vegas and steal the money back from the vault. I don't know why he didn't have a key or anything like that. But here's the kicker: is that the day apparently the day the heist is supposed to take place is one day before the United States government nukes Las Vegas to get rid of the zombies. So perfect timing for a heist is when you're about to be blown up by
when the military's gone, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can. I don't know how I want to step into this, but I think I want to jump off to you guys. What were your initial thoughts? Where do you want to start off with this conversation? I think that we're probably going to spend a lot of time making fun of the elements here. But how do you guys feel?
Nick, I just got to tell you this.
Yes.
This was your pick.
It was my pick. It was. And I kind of did it. I kind of did it because I knew we were all going to have strong feelings about it. So I figured it would be an interesting episode because, you know, sometimes you can't always watch stuff that you love, right? And sometimes you got to watch the stuff that you don't really like all that much because it gives people information. So, well, what do you think, Dijon? What are you thinking of there?
Information.
Kind of information we given. That's the
the information of whether they want to put themselves through this movie or not.
Oh, okay. I'm like, whoa. Okay, I had the same question. Good job, Dijon, because I was over here like, wait. All my notes might go out the window. What information did I miss?
I'm gonna throw a wrench into this, and I'm gonna say
you loved it.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
I thought it was okay.
Interesting.
It was like New Mutants okay.
Ooh.
Oh, well.
Not too bad. Not too bad. It did what it had to do.
I suppose.
And that was it.
That's a 4, but yeah.
Versus that streak of Zyderness I've seen for the last 10 years or so of bullshit. So for me, it was fresh versus the superhero genre of bullshit we've been saying.
That's fair.
So I've noticed that that gritty kind of like how would you say it when you that angle or just the effects he used for like Man of Steel?
No, it's constantly like overcast with like a blood red sky. Yeah.
I thought that was perfect just for this movie.
Yeah, that made sense actually.
Versus other shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I think you bring up a fair point. Before we get into any sort of criticism, I do agree that this is sort of an original story. Yes, we're dealing with zombies, which have been, in my opinion, overdone for the past 10 years now.
Maybe
see with The Walking Dead.
Yes, of course.
Which is why I said maybe 20.
Maybe 20.
Back. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were probably novel for about 5 years, but then they overstayed their welcome. But technically, this is a sort of original story. I've never heard about a heist film, you know, married to a zombie film before. And when I originally heard about it, I was actually pretty interested in watching it because I thought, hey, well, you know, it sounds like a fun action movie, you know. I think that, in my opinion, I would have appreciated it more if they chose what their tone was supposed to be, because it came off to me very serious. But some of the situations in which this was, you know, what were happening were not, and they were. It seemed to me that there could have been a level of camp that you could have embraced in order to say, yeah, we know that this is ridiculous, but don't worry about it so much. Whereas I feel like they were being very serious with this concept that was just kind of stupid and silly, you know?
Right. You know, I agree with that. Also adding to the different types of movies that this bridges on, this is my first time seeing a non-post-apocalyptic or non-apocalyptic zombie movie.
Right.
Or a zombie movie that somewhat ties in the plausibility of it not really being zombies, but an alien infection of sorts. Which there was a very brief, and I can go through that, but there was a very brief moment of that. But I feel like it changed the thought pattern into how you looked at the zombies from that point forward. It was like, oh, okay, there's as they say, there's levels to this. Overall, I absolutely was surprised. Like, I did not expect to actually like this movie in any way. And there were ways I definitely liked it. So I'm on board with Dijon. All right, Zach, you got
that, Zach? He's right there.
Yeah.
Along for the ride.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I can honestly say this movie made me want to renege on what I said last week, or excuse me, last episode about not wanting to ever watch another Zack Snyder film. So starting there, from that statement to watching the movie, I was pleasantly surprised. From my last few, basically everything he's done since 300, to this, pleasantly surprised. And the fact that it was a movie that wasn't really discussed straight out of Netflix from the Netflix budget. And we know how that goes. By the end of next week, this movie can, if nobody's heard of it, it'll go unheard of. So within that alone, pleasantly surprised. The way the plot went, a lot of things could have been changed. They could have done better. Really quick, Tig Notaro was also in this movie, the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
She is too fucking funny for her to not have been funnier.
Oh yeah, she wasn't funny at all. But you know why? It's because those lines were written for Crystalia.
Oh, who would have made any morbid ass moment funny? But wait, what? So give the background on that.
So Crystalia was supposed to be the pilot, and then he got into a thing where you know, he got into some trouble, and they removed him from the movie, and they actually shot Tig Notaro in all of his scenes. So that's why also it's weird, because it seems
when
like
her scenes come up.
Yeah, it seems like her scenes, like, nobody really reacts to her very much. It's because she was shot into the film.
Wow.
Because those were he was basically removed from the movie, and then Tig Notaro replaced him.
Great research, sir.
Yeah.
I did not catch that in any way. So great research, sir.
Yeah, that's why it feels a little bit like weird whenever she's talking in the group and everybody just kind of looks at her and doesn't say anything. Right. It's like, is she a ghost? What's going on here?
Right. And I could imagine that Chris's version was a way more played up. So it's like there's those awkward stares and kind of like, what the hell is going on moments.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So that's how they're gonna film Mandalorian season 3.
Are you really calling it Mandalorian season 3? You're not calling it Obi-Wan prequel 2?
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's my
Ewan McGregor is coming back
after that performance in Birds of Prey. Why not?
Yeah, there you go. Fair enough.
I didn't see that.
Bring some Christopher Robin with him too.
Guys, stop it. I do want to say really quick. The other thing I thought was interesting, I want to say this now. I caught a few editing mistakes, and ironically, from what you just said, guess who they all involved?
Tig Notaro.
There you go.
Yep.
So that made everything you just said makes so much sense to me, because I was like, now I don't have to go through all these editing mistakes because we know Tig was edited in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the reason that it felt a little bit weird when she was on the screen. But you know, aside from that, I don't know if even the writing. See, this is I think where a lot of these directors, and I don't think Zack Snyder's a bad director in any regard, but it really like relies on good writing. And I thought some of these lines were they just didn't feel natural at all. It was very strange. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but it just felt like, who talks like this? Why would anybody talk like that to other people, you know? But yeah, so I mean, like, I don't know. I definitely had some issues with it. I think that it would have been a lot more fun if it was a bit shorter. There were some points in where I was just like, okay, I don't care about this. Okay. Like, you could have gotten rid of Batista's daughter, and I would have been totally fine. Why was she such a ham-fisted person in this? Like, you could have just not had her in this, to be honest, and it wouldn't have made any difference.
Right.
You know, it's funny you say that, because I didn't think of it like that until kind of the end. I think I think his character definitely just needed some type of reason, and I think that was it. But more than anything I was like, you know what, between her, I don't know this dude's name, but I remember him from watching a TV show called Raising Hope. The military bodyguard dude or whatever. Well,
like the security guy.
Yeah, and between what he did to escalate the situation and the thing about the end, when a helicopter crashed, I'm like, you know, they could have escaped. You could have been on your way, but you know, you fucked up, because I'm looking around like, hey, what happened to that chick you went to go get?
Yeah.
You don't see her at all. Like, is she dead or what?
Yeah. That's true. That's true. As soon as the helicopter crashes, she's not there anymore. And it's just her.
Yeah. Just made it 100% valid. I'm like, why?
Yeah. Basically. Yeah. So, and that actor's name, the guy who plays the security agent, I believe, is Garrett Dillahunt. He plays Martin, which is like the company guy, the guy that's hired by Bly Tanaka, which is Hiroyuki Sanada, who also plays Scorpion in Mortal Kombat.
Right.
And so yeah, he's hired by Bly Tanaka in order to follow the crew, basically because they have an alternative agenda, of course. And this is my one question: why couldn't have Tanaka just said that I wanted a head of a zombie?
Because it's immoral.
Okay. But going into a zombie infested city to get a few $1 million before a nuke hits.
It's for money.
That you written off too. And
Yeah,
already back.
Oh, for sure, you've gotten it back. Well, okay, so two things with that. One, after everything went down and it all gets said and done, when they went over to Mr. Tanaka, I actually expected like, okay, it's about to get crazy, because I was also aware of like, isn't that the? Let me pull up my Google while I'm watching this. Oh, that is okay. Let's see if he got to get busy too.
Mm-hmm. No. He's just the wealthy benefactor who sends the ragtag group on their mission.
He didn't even get angry and slam his phone. He just put it down and jiggled his ice in his glass.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It seemed like a very thin reason to send like a group of disconnected mercenaries. Like, if you're that wealthy, couldn't you have hired like a private military group to go and then just go get the head?
He did. Yeah, it seems like he did. Well, something else I thought was interesting, since we're just discussing that part right now, the ending. Yeah. So you have the king zombie and you have Scott who's been bitten, and they're both dead now. So I guess Kate gets all that money, or
it was just like a fraction of it that he ended up like putting in his pocket. He gives her at the end.
Yeah,
like, do something.
But no, not that money. Not
it's
that
like
money. I mean,
hundred.
the money for bringing back the specimen to Tanaka. I mean, King Zombie is right there dead in a chopper.
Yeah, fair. I mean, she could go drag it over there if she had known, I guess, who that was.
Yeah, actually, I don't even think she knew, because she just
wanted to be a part of it, save her friend,
save
or
her,
whatever.
Yeah, good Samaritan, stupid ass.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that was by far. I agree with you on that, Nick. Kate was like the most unnecessary character.
It reminded me of. It reminded me of when you remember Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, when they made Malcolm's daughter come with them on the island just because, just because they wanted a kid there too.
They needed that gymnastics scene.
That's right. Yes,
they needed
to kick the Velociraptor.
See, that's one of those things where I tell people, I'm like, you want diversity, man? Diversity's always been in movies, not as much, but it's there. Right. I'm like, come on, man. The dude had an adopted black daughter.
Yeah, it's a very progressive
do gymnastics,
guy. Dude. Yeah, and she kicked a Velociraptor through a window. So I mean, come on.
I was just about to say, like, come on,
impressive.
If you go through the reasons that is not diversity, but the reasons that it is, we'll have a way longer episode. That's funny. So, wait, sidebar.
Mm-hmm.
If he had a adopted black daughter, because I never really thought about that. Like, you guys just make really good points. I never thought of it. True. Yeah. So what if he just so happened to also have a black girlfriend that we weren't aware of?
Oh, I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Then you got to go into continuity issues, because she would be like a caramel, light-skinned ish.
Yeah,
black
maybe.
Girl.
Right.
She has some type of skin condition.
I think he was a stepdad.
Right.
I think he was actually
stepdad. Okay, not
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
I'm about to say, because you can't have a mom that looks like Halle Berry and a kid that looks like Camille Wimbush, like a white guy at least.
When I see that in movies, I'm like, how's that even possible? I'm like, I guess.
You know how it's possible? It's called the audition room.
You're right. Yes, exactly. Yeah, the casting.
Yeah, casting room.
Yeah.
All right. So, at the beginning of the movie, I also to just kind of start up and move through.
Yeah.
I loved the Viva Las Vegas song being used for the intro, and him ending at the base of the Olympus Hotel in front of the Olympiad statue. And I thought that was a really coal build up, added to that moment of them discussing, like, oh, what we're carrying, right? Think about where we just come from.
Oh, yeah.
The aliens and Area 51. Like, do I have to say it? Like, so from there, to the guy, the married guy, and how that happened, blowing up the whole situation.
Literally.
Yeah. I just realized the pun in that. Wow. Whoops. But yeah, just putting all that together. And is it me or it's like that they didn't explain anything, but it all made sense?
Yeah, I don't mind a good like montage of information. I don't necessarily have to have somebody like explaining stuff. And this is, true for most movies. It's like whenever you get into over exposition where the character has to explain what the people are doing without actually showing it. Like rule number 1 in cinema is show, don't tell. So I think that being able to show something in sort of like a montage thing is one of the best ways to do it. That way you don't necessarily have to get too deep into like, okay, well, this is how this is happening, and then we're gonna have to do that, and this is why these people are here, so
yeah. And then you're definitely telling the truth. And I think beyond his previous movies, where like the Justice League, the Snyder Cut, 3 hours of talking, I'm like,
yeah,
really, man, come on,
so much talking.
And I think even though this movie was about 2.5 hours, I think he did a good job in those bits and pieces of this film, just being like, it speaks for itself, and let's do this, because I know this is a zombie movie, and I kind of want you guys to turn your brain off. Well, I want you guys to turn your brain off, because if you want something convoluted and shit, I guess you can watch The Walking Dead right now.
Yeah, fair. And if that's true. I think that you also have to turn your brain off, because there's a lot of not necessarily plot holes, but just things that don't really make sense. I mean, the whole thing doesn't really make sense. Why would the president want to? Now we'll get to that, but there's a lot of elements here that I just like. Well, why? You don't even have to make that a thing. You could have just went with, okay, this is the day we're gonna. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I think he was doing that quite a bit. He was just like battling with that. But I was telling myself, I'm like, dude, I would have been did that shit. Executive order, boom. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Mandatory or not.
Right.
I'm gonna. We're talking about the U.S. government. That shit would have been happened the day of.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, if you guys seen Resident Evil,
right,
Raccoon City is gone.
Yeah,
right. I mean, keep in mind, the military, I think, was a part of this. Not I think, but they were part of the decision making when he came in and was told he gets to choose his own squad. So I'm sure the president knew. I'm sure it was delayed for that reason. And they probably got to a point where they felt like, you know what, they're going to fail. We haven't gotten any communication. And I think that's really why they sped up the deadline from 32 hours to 90 minutes.
Well, they did make you saw it on the television where they're like, and the president said, and I quote, "It would be really sweet to see a nuclear explosion on the 4th of July."
It would be really sweet.
Yeah,
I didn't catch the verbiage of that. That's funny.
I have to think of the aftermath of the air quality after that shit.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that. Trust me, I have issues with the physics of explosion.
Not just that one either.
No, yeah, that's true. All of the explosions, by the way, were way too big. I don't mind it because it's hilarious when something blows up into a ball of fire, but none of that stuff that was blown up should have ever looked like that. Like a grenade doesn't blow up like that.
You know how that all came into in the aspect of things. It's because he took some nods from what's this dude name? The dude that make the Transformers.
Oh, dang. Why did I lose it too? I just lost it as soon as you said it. I keep wanting to say Jerry Bruckheimer, but that's Pirates. Everybody makes fun of him, right?
Fuck, dude.
For
blowing shit up. He's probably like
Michael Bay.
There we go. He was hanging out with Michael Bay, like, hey man, get that zombie movie, just have shit blow up. Like,
that's right. Yeah. Hey, I'm for it. I'm always like a good explosion. I just don't think that a literally a frag grenade would blow up in a ball of fire like that.
Oh no, but it was 6 frag grenades.
Yeah, it would still. It doesn't blow up fire.
Yeah, you wouldn't get close.
There wouldn't be a fire.
And it's funny because every time I see these explosions, I think of the other guys. Well, Will Ferrell says when he's like, How did they do it in the movies?
Yeah. And see, that's where I wanted, and that's what I meant about, like, I really wish that they would have understood the tone of this, because there was moments where this could have been really funny and stupid. You know what I mean? Where it kind of just like, I think of it like Zombieland a little bit, where it's a little bit more comedic, you know?
Speaking about that, I was like, what the fuck was the purpose of certain people having sound canceling headphones? Like, they carried those. I'm like,
that's kind of silly.
It was done like the black dude. Wow, listen to me. The black dude.
His name was Vanderho or Vanderohe. Sorry, Vanderohe.
Amari Hardwick.
Yes, Amari Hardwick. There you go.
Mr. Hardwick had them headphones on. Like, what are you gonna do? You can protect yourself from hearing. I mean, he even didn't get a chance to use the saw.
I know, right. That would have been cool.
That was weird. He didn't get the chance to use the saw, but I think they were trying to paint his character as like severely disturbed military personnel, like special ops. I can do this, I can do that. Don't worry about. Oh, you need that destroyed? I got you. Don't worry about it. They were trying to paint him as that guy.
I want to get the job done. I'm not here to make friends that much. I want to, just do the thing.
Zack Snyder was looking at the boys. He was like, that dude, MM, I want my character to kind of be like him.
MM and the boys.
Just Mother's Milk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mother's Milk. Hey, that's a great show.
Didn't even think. Yep, MM, you're right.
Yeah. So we get the team kind of gets together, right? And they're loading up and to get ready and to go through the shipping container. Apparently, that's the door to Vegas. Like, why was it a shipping? Did they even close the door behind them? I don't think that they did.
I don't remember them closing the door behind them. But before we get to that, can we talk about how they were going to split $15 million, and the only dollar amount discussed came up to about $2.75 million?
Oh, right. Because I guess Tanaka would have gotten the rest, right?
No. Yeah. But I mean, as far as the team is concerned, was $2.75 million going out, and they were only getting $15 million. So when Scott tells his daughter she's going to get $15 million, what's Maria's cut? What's Vanderohe's cut? And how is she getting $15 million? I don't get it.
I think there was an element in this where they, like, I think they missed, and maybe it got left on the cutting room floor. I think there was an element to this story where they all had the intention to screw each other over.
Kind of like Smoking Aces.
Yeah, I really do, because I feel like there was enough reason to believe that all of them at one point wanted to sabotage to get them make the cut bigger. You know what I mean? So I just don't know if that came out. Like, we see that with the security guy who wants to do that, but
that's what he's there for. That's his only job, is to do dirt.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think that there was probably an element to this where all of them were like, well, if the rest of them die, then I get to keep the money,
Okay, I get that. Okay, yeah.
I just still don't understand. I mean, how little that team was at the beginning. How they were going to smuggle out $200 million?
Oh, they're going to put it all on the helicopter and sit on it.
On a broken helicopter.
Fucked up helicopter.
Yeah.
They're all going to lay like this right against the roof of the helicopter.
Like in Breaking Bad. When Bill Burr is laying on that stack of money.
I would have been questioning. I was like, wait, hold up. We can't fly over there, but how the fuck did you guys going to get a helicopter over there? Because there was already a team that tried to do the same shit.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm like, you guys suicide mission, man. Come on.
That's right. So what are we? Some sort of Suicide Squad? This is Zack Snyder being mad because they didn't pick him for Suicide Squad. They picked James Gunn instead.
I must say and still they both are credited in the same light in my mind. Do better.
Well, actually, Snyder is gonna. I think he's an executive producer for Suicide Squad.
Oh, really?
Never mind. Too much credit.
He's getting his cut no matter what.
He's getting his.
See, and that's the one thing I'm never mad at is as long as they get paid. I don't have to like it. Just make sure you got paid.
Yeah. Well, and then we have Theo Rossi who gets brought on.
Right.
Did they show him abusing people? Because I might have missed that.
The one situation of him just being an extreme jerk to the two girls, and that was supposed to paint the picture that he was a jerk to everyone else.
Right, because I did feel like that was kind of like he was obviously a scumbag, but then what happens to him, and then the woman's like justification for that. I was like, well, is that what he was doing? Like, okay, I mean, he deserves to die if that's what he's doing, but
right,
I don't feel like we saw that.
And that's what she was going off of was, well, you guys aren't around to know what kind of a person he is, but you saw this, so you know that I can't be lying.
Right.
So yeah, unfortunately, he's a bad guy by court of public opinion, not necessarily consistency in this situation. It's weird to say this. I don't know if the movie was long enough for him to have been consistent. Yes, I said that. Yeah,
I mean, I think I think it was a cool element, though. Jumping into when they do enter Vegas, I think offering the sacrifice, it was kind of a cool element. That's not something I don't think I've seen before in a zombie movie, so I did like that.
Right. And the fact that Lily that she's been there so many times, she understands the customs, which means she's not understood the customs and still survived at some point.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, which would lead you to believe that, the zombies are, and they kind of tried to allude to this, like, oh, zombies have rights too.
They're not primitive. Zombies have rights.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They were pushing that a little bit.
Are you saying there were Me Too zombies in that crowd?
I'm sure. Yeah. Maybe some of them didn't consent to being zombies. Hey, come on.
I bet you they had it like all painted on them. Storage boxes, ZLM.
Yeah.
ZLM.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Boy. They're gonna start the movement. Yeah. No, I did. I mean, like it's obviously a metaphor, but yeah, I think it was a little comical. It was interesting to see the sort of like the non shambler zombies, the alphas. I think it was a little bit over the top. But that's okay because it's supposed to be an over-the-top zombie movie. So I did enjoy the concept of the alpha. That was kind of cool.
As much as I liked it, it wasn't as consistent as they made it seem to be in dialogue. Yeah. You couldn't really there was no distinction between other than, of course, the head zombie and his woman. But other than those two, there was really no distinction as to which ones were going to be super fast and have great reflexes. It almost makes you think that every zombie was transformed, and how mobile they was based on them as a human before they were turned.
Or how long they've been decaying. Maybe the shamblers were the first ones to get bitten,
And over time, they get slower.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. We do see that, when they're entering, there's like a whole, pile of shamblers that are just laying there. Dead. Yeah, but then they say like if it rains on them, they wake up. That's disgusting.
They're like fucking turkeys in the rain.
Yeah.
I like how they had full paths, like they had a whole bulldozer come through and make the path.
Pretty much, yeah. Looked like somebody was doing some street maintenance in Zombieland.
And as we're getting into the city, what do you guys think of each of our as we were saying, certain people just weren't necessary, but so what do we think of each of our characters going in, each of our team members? I thought Mikey Goo's mom was dope, but I liked Dieter the best. Dieter was pretty cool.
Yeah, Dieter was probably the most he's supposed to be the audience, right?
The most relatable. I agree.
Dieter's the safecracker, the German guy.
The German guy.
Yeah, the German guy.
He was my favorite.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the audience. He's the one that's not a badass soldier, and he's like, okay, well, I do know how to crack a safe, so I have to go with these badass soldiers into Zombieland. But I definitely enjoyed him. I did enjoy the YouTuber guy. I thought he was pretty funny.
Yeah, I thought he was hilarious. Wait. Now, as much as I liked Mikey Guzman, I thought he was funny. I thought there was a little hidden flavor there.
Oh, well, there was no doubt about that. But,
okay.
I don't know.
The way he watched it, the way he was mad about his boy, right? Am I tripping? You don't want to go get killed with you, sir. Do you not understand?
Right.
I don't know. It seemed like he was hyped up about his whole crew like that. The chick too as well.
You know what? He was hyped about her. Okay, I get it. So if you add the hype that he had about, how dope she was and what you did to her, then at the end of the day, his disappointment was, I thought I chose the right person to come with me.
Can we talk about how she was like one of the only people to not kill a zombie, and then she
get massacred?
Well, she got massacred after killing like 100 zombies, though.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. You're right.
She handled herself pretty darn good.
That part. She would have made it to the end, I believe. She would have been the reason Mikey
gotten screwed over. Yeah. Perhaps. Yeah.
As long as he didn't. He kind of almost went like that dude from Suicide Squad, but he didn't say that stupid line. The Hispanic dude from Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah. What about family?
You're my familia.
Yeah.
Why do I not remember these corny ass moments from these movies that I've actually seen?
And
because your mind decides to reject them.
Because those are the lines that makes you want to walk out and just turn the TV off.
Are you saying when the bullshit lines come up, I have a Matumbo sitting in my brain?
Not today.
That was me with the last Star Wars movie. I was just like,
yeah,
I just want to get up and leave.
Right.
What's stopping me? Why am I paralyzed? What's going on? I'm like, my pockets, that money I spent.
That money,
that's right.
I was just about to say, I firmly wish that when you want to get up and walk out of a movie in the first 10 minutes, you can get a full refund. I swear.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that shit should be longer than 10 minutes.
That's fair.
10, most movies, within 10 minutes, I know I'm not going to like it. And I've only been disappointed. I mean, disappointed, but I've only had to correct that concept maybe twice. Maybe twice.
Yeah.
One of those movies was Finding Nemo. Don't judge me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I
mean, it gets better.
I would like it. Yeah, it gets way better. I did not think I love that movie now. Anyway,
you gotta wait until Nemo gets lost, and then it gets interesting.
You Nemo, and I'm like, shit. Finding Dory was the boiling point for me.
Yeah, Finding Dory was hard.
Okay, let's get back into this. So once they get into the city, where do they go first? Do they notice after the alphas take the sacrifice that they're going to the Olympus? So they make a sort of comment like, okay, well, at least we know where not to go because that's where apparently the alphas live or whatever.
I don't even understand how he even knew that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know my daughter.
How did they say that part?
But no one knows women wear hair. Like, how?
I don't know.
Alpha said, yeah, I got them bitches over there.
She's like her dad. She has intuition and she's special.
And why are you holding live people? What is that? What, like, are you telling me this? Yeah, exactly. This head alpha has the sense of a delayed gratification. He's like, I'm not going to eat their brains just yet. I'm going to wait.
The possibility, I guess they were, the right picking for maybe having more zombie babies.
See, that would have made sense. Yeah. Makes sense. I guess that would have been, maybe that was explained in a cut scene or something. But yeah, that would have made more sense to me.
Well, we'll get it in the Snyder cut.
We'll get a Snyder cut.
There is a Snyder director's explanation that came on after the movie, but I turned that shit off. I wasn't interested.
Oh, yeah,
same here. I was like,
if you got
good.
Yeah, if you got to explain it to me afterwards, then you didn't do your job. I should understand what you were trying to do.
Right. You don't treat a 2.5 hour movie like an episode of Game of Thrones. We actually wanted to know everything about a $12 million episode. This $12 million movie that you tried to tell us you paid 78 or 200 for. Come on. That's not bad though, Zach. It's not bad. Listen.
No, it's not.
Mr.
Terrible.
Snyder, even.
Yeah. Right. So where do they go? They head to the hotel in which the vault is kept, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, they go straight to the hotel. They get straight to the boat, essentially, aside from I can't remember his name, the security detail guy, but aside from him getting old girl killed, they got straight to the boat.
His name was Martin, and he got Maria Cruz killed.
I thought Maria was the one that was like the girlfriend.
Oh, is that? Dude, see, I don't even know who these people are, man.
But that chick, that's one of them characters where I felt like she was literally pointless, in my opinion.
Which one? The sidekick to the YouTuber guy?
No, not that one. Oh, geez, see, look, I'm confusing
the
them
other
too.
one. Yes, the
Yeah.
one that didn't even do she smiled at Batista once. And
Yeah,
that's
dude.
all I remember her doing was
That's
like she
got
that was
flirted
their
with
thing.
him.
That was her thing. They smile, she smile, and he get weak in the knees and get bit by a zombie.
There you go. She got that exorcist treatment at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
You know why the
I totally
cranberries
didn't
started
think
playing
of
in that moment? Every time he looked at her, you know what he thought about? Cranberries. Zombie.
I mean that song's so on the nose to play. I mean,
I'm surprised they didn't play it in that.
Yeah, right.
Well, they played it at a very inapt time, in my opinion.
Dude, I would have
right
played
at
that
the
shit
end.
right at the end.
Yeah,
Right at the end before the cutscene. Don't tell me you guys didn't catch the cutscene.
No,
Was there an after credit scene?
Yeah. Oh, Nick.
Oh, you guys, dude, I don't. Okay,
Nick.
all right. I gotta say this right now. Stop putting after credit scene into your movies. You're not Marvel. Marvel shouldn't even do it anymore. It's not cute. Just put it in the movie if you want me to see it.
I fast forward to the end of all credits now because I just assume.
That's so annoying. That's so annoying. All right. You guys will have to tell me about it when we get there.
For sure. And this one, luckily, wasn't even necessarily at the end. Like, it was like maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and then it jumps to that, and you're like, oh, it's not over.
It's the possibility for a second one, which we do not need. Which we do not need.
That's not an after credit scene. That was with the dude, right?
Which one?
Yeah.
Black guy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I saw that. That's not an after credit scene. Okay. I thought
yeah,
there was something literally after the credits, and I was like, "Oh, you kidding me? Come on."
Oh yeah,
No,
I tried to get to that. I tried to get to that, and Netflix said, "Here's what you may be interested in." And I was like, "Oh, okay, we done."
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so they get to the vaults, and after the kerfuffle where Martin, the security detail, basically sabotages them because I don't know why he sabotages. Like, why is he killing people? Why is he okay with people dying?
You know what? That whole mission could have went smooth.
Yeah.
If he did not have that vendetta against that one chick.
That was it.
His whole thing was he understood that everybody couldn't go back. Everybody wasn't supposed to make it from the beginning. He understood that everybody wasn't gonna be able to fit with the money and everything else. And everybody definitely couldn't know he had the zombie woman head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had
the big dick syndrome.
for sure. He was on a murder mission.
And so basically, he breaks away from the group to go find the alpha with the chick, right?
Well, they don't break away. They all kind of decide they're going to make their own groups and go in their different directions and get certain aspects of the job done. I'm not sure what aspect of the job they were headed out to do. I
don't know either.
But they were teamed up together, and then they went off and did their little rendezvous. And there you go. I can't really explain to you how that happened either. I was thinking the same thing, like that was weird. But when you realize everyone split up, it's like, oh, okay. Because you jump to them outside doing their thing. Then you jump to Vanderohe and Dieter at the safe.
At the safe,
then you jump to with Guzman. Then you jump to Scott and his daughter. And I don't know, where was Maria at that time? I don't know.
Just in the background having drama with Scott and his daughter. Every time, right. I honestly, she could have been out of this movie. I did not care about his fake daughter. Like, they had no chemistry. It was like they didn't even know each other.
They may have given her the job after Chris lost the job and then realized she wasn't funny, and then they hired Tig.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know what. I just did not like the Batista daughter thing. That just didn't make any sense to me.
Batista's not a father in this show. In this movie.
Definitely he's not.
He's a murderer in this movie. He's a professional murderer.
You guys haven't seen I Spy or My Spy, or whatever the hell that
Amazon
movie was?
Yeah, that's right. Where he does a kids movie. Yeah, I do remember that.
I'm glad I don't.
Trust me, I didn't finish the movie. I went like 20 minutes into it, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Is it okay? Wait, no. Is it
on
like
Amazon Prime if you need it?
Yeah, no. I was gonna say, is it anything? No, nothing. I can't think of anything that would be that bad.
Isn't it like the Tooth Fairy?
Either like the Tooth Fairy.
That's the movie I was thinking about, the Tooth Fairy. Yeah, that's what it's like, the Tooth Fairy.
Or that Jackie Chan movie where he's like a spy. My Neighbor's a Spy shit.
Oh, I didn't
the
see that
kids.
one, but I saw the Tooth Fairy.
Wait, Jackie Chan was in a what?
Like a spy kids movie.
Yeah,
Really? Oh no.
yeah.
No, Jackie, come on.
Hey, Jackie gets like 70%
He gets a lot
of
of
the
passes.
profits. Let that man make his money. The original.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. So they killed the Alpha Queen, which I was surprised that the chick
they
was
didn't
going to
kill
be
her.
okay with her. They beheaded her. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
That blew
I
my
guess
mind too. I thought she was
just
dead.
got-
It's like, oh, she's
Well, yeah,
alive.
the brain is still intact, so I guess that makes sense. But I was surprised that the chick was okay with that. And she was just like, "Oh, okay. You just literally signed our death sentence. That's fine,
Right.
thanks."
She said that she wasn't aware of what effect that would have, but I don't know if she was okay with it. I think she was indifferent. Like, well, this is what I signed up for. You know, thinking to herself, like, this guy's our only ticket. I really think in her mind, he was their only ticket home.
I would have shot his ass and gave his ass away.
Right, exactly.
And way too many people sacrificed themselves in this movie.
Oh, way too many. Way too many.
It's
It was so
zombie
unnecessary. But it was so unnecessary.
It was like everybody reached their breaking point. Was like, I'm going to kill myself. Ah,
yeah.
I'm going to do something where
Pretty
make them
much.
kill me. Ah.
It's just one of those movies, man. It was expected. I'm sorry. I'm just like, yeah, they dying.
Yeah, they died.
It was like
Well, yeah,
when
Batista's gonna
when it's like when Benjen Stark saved Jon Snow from the White Walkers, and they could have both just ridden off on the horse, but Benjen stays behind for some reason, just because.
Hey, look at it this way. We just seen it with Yasuke, right?
Mm.
We seen that too, quite a bit. I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck? It's like a repeating
that's
theme
true.
going on right here.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
The needless self-sacrifice.
I don't know. I think these writers are just like, we got to do it.
Yeah, and then they
Not
kill
that, a
themselves
romance.
for the group.
It's self-sacrifice and romances. They have to just squeeze it in.
Sacrifices and romance.
Yeah, unearned self-sacrifices and romances. Yep. Yeah. So obviously the beheading of the Alpha Queen lets off a hideous shriek that the Alpha King hears, and that starts basically in tandem with the TV coming on and saying that the president wants to push the nuclear bombing date up a day.
Right. Maybe the president's a zombie and he felt it too.
Maybe. And then they find out that now they don't have 36 hours anymore like they originally did. They have 90 minutes. 90 minutes. And I kind of wanted to start my timer at that point and be like, okay, let's see if we really have 90 minutes here. I think it was pretty close.
I'm sorry. I would have been like, start putting it in the bag. Let's just go. Let's go.
Yeah, totally.
What are you doing?
Right. And of course the zombie king knows exactly where everybody is, and he makes his way right to the vault for some reason. I don't know why. Straight for the vault, even though there was no reason for that. There was no reason for that. And now he's got a bulletproof helmet, which I thought was pretty interesting. I guess it's kind of makes sense, like, you know.
I think it's a nod to his tactical advantage being the original. And also something I noticed about the king, zombie king, I don't think he was an alien. I think he was a military test subject that turned into that. And there you go. Reason I think that is there around the time after when he's basically going to war and he has on his mask, I noticed he had on dog tags.
Yep.
So, so maybe he was a military guy. Maybe it's Baron Zemo in a different.
He fights like Zemo.
Yeah.
It's the what if
he kind of has like the Zemo mask going on.
It's that what if universe of Zack Snyder decided to do the Marvel movies.
Right. Hey, I would be all right with that at this point. I mean, you know. But yeah, so there's a brawl at the vault, and I keep forgetting his damn name. Jeez Louise. Vandero. Yeah, there you go. Vandero is fighting, and he's putting up a hell of a fight. I don't know why he decided to box the Alpha King instead of.
I can tell you.
Maybe keeping a knife on him. That would have been useful.
Enlighten us. I'm still wondering.
I know what that was about. Don't you know the black man can beat anybody in hand-to-hand combat?
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, they just square up their shoulders and they're ready to go.
That's it. Square up your shoulders,
Square up your shoulders, get tight, and then
protect your face.
Yeah.
And bring it from the shoulders. Protect your face and bring it from the fucking. I was so upset when he literally put it. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry, Dijon. But
no, go ahead.
I just have to share that. I was upset when he literally just put all weapons down to go against a super soldier.
Right. With zombie powers. Like you didn't even have a knife. You didn't even have a knife on you. Like because the Alpha King takes his helmet off at one point and he got him against the wall. I'm like, literally, if you had a knife in your pocket, you could have brought it up and stabbed him in the brain. And it would have been over.
Another issue I had was, okay, he has this mask that covers the front of his face. Shoot him in the jaw.
Right. Shoot him in the nose. Shoot him in the neck. Just shoot him in the neck over and over again. Yeah.
So many different things.
No aim. Yeah.
No aim.
They had a lot of aim on the casino floor.
Yeah, that's true.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. This is one of those movies where you got to just turn it off because you're gonna be sitting there like, really?
No, I did. Yeah, I had to enjoy it. I realized around that time, like, you know what? I'm holding way too much to this.
It's over. It's over. Like common sense just left. Like,
yes.
Goodbye.
Yeah. If you can suspend your disbelief, then you're not going to have too much of an issue. I don't think that's for sure. But yeah, so Vanderhoek gets his butt kicked, and right at the last second, that's when Dieter basically saves him by throwing him into the vault and then closing the door.
You know, thinking about that scene, I'm like, dude, where did he get bit?
Right.
Because it seemed like he got bit on that arm, but you know, I watched the movie. I dipped in and out. And I guess I fucked up on like the resume part. I didn't see that part because at the end of it, I was like, "What happened to the German safe, dude?" And like, what happened to the Hispanic YouTuber dude? And I'm just like, "What's up with that?" And then I end up watching it back on my laptop, and I get to see that 10 minutes. But I'm like, he still didn't get bit.
No, he didn't get bit. I watched that scene
happen?
over again. Yeah,
I only saw one instance in which he could have possibly gotten bit, and that's when he was kind of wrestling, but nobody was ever behind him. So I'm with you guys on that. Dieter, I thought was interesting because of the way he was yanked. Like Dieter was kind of huff. He was muscular. Like he wasn't no little dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would have at least liked to see his head get ripped off or something. You know, like show that happen.
Yeah.
And then with Guzman, I didn't like the way he pulled all the pins on his grenades.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's when they're escaping, right? They're trying to get to the helicopter.
Right. But he pulls all the pins on his grenades and everybody's looking at him like, run. Like, no. You only got, 3 to 5 seconds, I think? Something like that.
Well, yeah. After he pulled all of them, I think you have like a 15-second window or something like that.
Something not that large.
No. And technically, if you pull one of the pins, I think the rest of them will explode too.
Either way, right? But he pulled like 3 pins on each and had 3 more under those. Like, and then the size of that explosion,
it was amazing. The fireball.
So it was still going on for a bit. Like, that window didn't shatter.
It was going on when the Alpha King got there, and he was like holding his hand against the glass, and there were zombies burning. Like, wait, that wouldn't have kept on going at all.
I promise you, it took me a minute to realize where that fire had come from. I was like, wait, is that fire from the Guzman? Word.
Yeah.
Turn your brains off, man.
Yeah.
Look at me. It was just the attire. Like, I looked at their clothing like, you guys are leaving yourself open. Like so much fleshy parts for getting scratched, getting bit. I'm just like,
oh, totally. Yeah.
Brad Pitt had the right attitude back in World War Z with them.
He kept it all wrapped up
and shit. And I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, you should have been wearing like some good body armor with elbow pads and wrist pads, and
they had to look good.
They should look like hockey players for sure.
Yeah, to look cool.
And, so after all of the whole casino floor gig, the way Lily sacrificed herself,
Wait, which one? Lily is the one that we don't even really know is there.
Coyote.
The coyote?
The one with that had the head?
The blonde.
The blonde.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. She didn't need to sacrifice herself. Just throw it overboard and jump on the helicopter.
I would have just threw it at him. I would
Yeah, just throw it at him.
Goodbye.
Yeah, you weren't even going to keep the head. Just jump on the helicopter.
And you know they're about to nuke the place anyway. Get out of there.
Yeah. Oh, and perfect. Also, the helicopter. Why couldn't it have tilted to the right instead of the left?
Why did she have to crash? Why did she not crash? But why did she have to dive as soon as I got it?
It tilted with the cabin straight open and the propellers away from the zombie king. If it tilted the other way, the zombie king would have just blown up in the propellers.
That's all you would heard.
Yeah, it's just a wood chipper. Yeah, some silly stuff.
Beyond all this, at least we didn't get the slow-mo action.
That's true. There was
the one movie
a little bit of that. I mean, he did that in the casino floor scene with Batista when he's running on the gambling table shooting. Like,
but I tell you this, it was actually appropriate.
It was. Yeah. No, that was fine in that moment. But yeah, props of Batista or whoever his character is. He is literally running and shooting, dual wielding, and hitting each and every one of them perfectly. Headshot.
And the crazy thing about it, he didn't have his glasses on.
No.
Right? No tactical glasses to protect the eye from the kickback of the shell.
Oh man, that's amazing. Oh yeah.
And there was another slow-mo moment, which was when after Tig was shot in the neck, or wherever she was shot.
Yeah.
And she's smearing the blood off of this windshield with the arm, or the side of the neck she was shot in,
with the hand that's bleeding. Yeah,
makes perfect
more blood on the,
makes perfect nonsense. She smears it just enough so you could see the missile, and that's the slow-mo watching the missile.
Oh yeah, watching the missile. Oh man, now we're gonna get into my biggest the biggest problem I had with this whole thing. Mm-hmm. Nobody is surviving that nuclear blast. I'm sorry.
Not even close to Vegas.
Dude, Batista's daughter is dead within a week due to cancer and radiation poisoning.
No, she's dead from the strength of the explosion that caused
the blast. Yeah.
Crash.
The shockwave should have killed her. Yeah,
that's what's going to kill her. Right. The people who came to check on them and retrieve them, they're going to die of radiation poisoning.
Yes, absolutely.
That didn't even make sense at then. I'm like, why is there a medicopter coming? Like, what the fuck?
Why would a helicopter explode and crash?
And next to that, I'm like, you bumped up that shit to happen. I'm like, I don't think enough people would probably evacuated that area. I guarantee us here in California, we're gonna be getting some fallout air coming.
Yes.
Oh wait, another thing, really quick. So, did we notice on their way to the Olympus, did the zombie horse outrun the helicopter?
Yes.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did. You actually see the zombie alpha outrunning a helicopter on a zombie mount.
So I no longer want a helicopter or a jet plane.
You need a zombie horse. Yeah. Zombie horses apparently are faster.
Give me one of those. And to bring it back to where we were as far as the helicopter and everything, and why didn't Peters just leave? Fuck it, like for real. Nobody would care.
Yeah, why false start and then and then
wasting gas at the time.
And then come back and be like, come on in. Just kidding, LOL.
I'm still gonna be poor after this, aren't I? Yes, you are.
Like they tell you, that was a major waste of time. It was a major waste.
She wasted her vacation days.
I think this is again though one of those examples of put a freaking comedian in the writing room if you want to have jokes. You had a comedian, a really good comedian in the movie. You had apparently a really good comedian originally cast for the movie. Neither of them were allowed in the writing room.
No. Well, and that was my issue, is that it seemed too serious in a lot of respects. I'm like, this shouldn't be so serious. This should be a lot more fun. Like, if we're getting silly with it, let's get silly with it. You know,
it's a Zack Snyder movie.
And if there's one thing Zack Snyder is very clearly a serious person.
Yeah, he does not like comedy at all.
Man. Look, I would love to see what happens if him and Judd Apatow had to do a flick together.
That would actually might be good, though.
It might work. It might work.
Be good.
But you don't see much action in a Judd Apatow film, and you haven't heard one funny joke.
Dude, you're gonna get a 5-hour movie of just talking.
Oh, you're definitely gonna get a 5-hour movie, but you're gonna get a 5-hour movie
of
talking that makes you laugh and a few people getting slapped.
Then you're gonna get a director's cut with an extra 5 hours.
Yes, and it's going to be about superheroes that get stoned and slap fight each other.
Oh, so it's going to be a Will Ferrell and Kevin Smith documentary with Seth Rogen on the as Lex Luthor in the Lex Luthor spot.
Oh, geez, yes. Oh man,
beautiful actually. So, my bad. Let's get back to this movie.
Yeah.
So, Vegas gets bombed.
Mm-hmm.
I just figured the Zombie King couldn't be killed, but now the Zombie King is killed.
Mm-hmm.
And then Scott was bitten. So would that have made him the new Zombie King?
I mean, technically, if he had lived, maybe he would have been an alpha because he was bitten by an alpha. Apparently, that's how it works.
So does that make Amari Vanderho?
Yeah,
the new Zombie King. So this new Zombie King is black, and he going to Mexico.
Yeah. Yes.
So he's the new king of the Aztec. I mean, I'm just putting some things together here.
The Olmec. Yeah.
You know,
maybe the Maya. Yeah.
I don't know. The Maya stretch kind of far, but you know.
Yeah.
He gonna make his way around, is what I'm saying.
We might get to see that sequel. You know, it's a Netflix joint, so we'll probably see it.
Right. Yeah. Look, he's gonna be the new Santa Maria. The next one, people are going to be praying to a statue of Amari Hardwick.
I think it was hilarious that they were just like, "Oh yeah, we'll take your bloody money and let you on a private plane when you look like you've just been in war." You know,
I think that was one of the realest parts of this whole movie.
Maybe. I mean, I guess. Yeah.
Hey, last I checked, each of those bands was probably about $100K. So you just slap $300K up there. I don't see nobody asking no questions.
Maybe not, but then again, he should be dead. He should be dead.
He should have turned.
First off, how did he escape the hatch?
He couldn't have escaped the vault. He would have slowly died of oxygen deprivation, and that would have been it.
Right, and I think I would have thought he would immediately die of oxygen deprivation. Not that the nuke necessarily would have destroyed the vault.
No,
it should have. But even if it didn't, right,
all the air would have been gone.
The air would be gone. The moment of impact, there's no air left. All the air is sucked out of the atmosphere. So there's no way that there's air.
Yeah.
Or it's irradiated. So there's no way any air under there, and or just that what you just said, there would be some radioactive decomposition in his body long before he's even coherent enough to try to get out.
Yeah.
Again, I get what Dijon's saying. We got to turn your brain off.
But maybe since he was bitten, it didn't hurt him as much. Maybe that's
and maybe that's why he's alive is the bite. He was turned into a zombie, and that kept him
alive. He's a radioactive zombie now. Now he's spider zombie.
Because he was very normal until on the plane.
Yeah, he did.
Until the champagne.
Right.
Oh, it's like he's a vampire now. The champagne interacted different with his body. And now he notices something's off. And the moment he gets some blood, he'll be all right.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe he'll get younger. Yeah, he'll get more powerful. I'm down for that. Let's mix the vampire zombie motif.
I was just about to say, so the next movie is going to be Army of the Vanderho, Vlad Vanderho.
Yeah.
See, but Resident Evil just touched that subject in the last game. Got 10-foot vampires and werewolves and shit mixing with zombies.
Now we'll have to call Mila Jovovich out of retirement, and
they better not put her in the next Resident Evil.
They got to take her out of that.
Or Ion Flux. Wait, wasn't Mila also in the Silent Hill movies?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen
any of those movies. Yeah. Same here. Okay. I refuse to.
I refuse.
Just like the games, I refuse to.
But yeah, I think we're done, right? I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, the last few issues I have here.
Oh yes, please.
So Scott, how did you just pull this wad of cash out of your bulletproof vest?
Yeah, where'd you put it? That was like $300,000.
That was a nice little stack.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm gonna just say this right now, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
You got to see House Party 3.
Okay.
With the Chris Tucker scene.
No.
Ah, okay.
That's Batista right there.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's like, I know now.
That's funny. But please never watch House Party 3 unless you've watched House Party 1 and 2, or else you'll never want to watch House Party 1 and 2 because you'll think they're all that bad.
That's fair.
anything after 3 is sincerely bad. Just don't see 5. It brings kid and playback.
This is like Leprechaun.
It brings kid and playback as 40-year-olds. So let's be clear. Wait. Sorry for all those house party lovers.
Is it all good?
We'll ingratiate you with more hate one day, house party lovers, but not today. So that wad of cash, how long does it take to turn into a fucking zombie?
Anywhere between 2 seconds and 48 hours, apparently.
So you get me, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
it's not just me. Like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's like literally barking at her while she's about to pull the trigger on him.
Like, man, I don't. Also, I do think now this is the part that I felt bad. This is why I felt bad for Kate, and this might be the only significant thing for Kate in the entire movie. She had to watch both of her parents become zombies.
Yeah, it is pretty rough.
That's pretty rough.
But I guess she'll be in the sequel because then she'll have to go down to Mexico City to do one last heist, you know,
her uncle, huh?
Or to save another friend or something.
Oh God! Don't let Gita find out that.
Yeah. Tell Gita to stay away from Mexico City for the next sequel, okay? Because then you're gonna get in big trouble.
Dude, that's where her body probably landed.
You know it's gonna how number 2 is gonna start, right? It's gonna be an outbreak.
Yeah,
Kate's gonna see it on the news. The Naka's gonna hit her up and say, "You know what to do."
Right. Volunteer.
Right. Wait. This guy's gonna pop up and tell you that they killed too many of his cousins. You know, like too many of his cousins.
This is what happened when you watch this movie.
Yes, you slowly turn into a zombie. Yeah.
This is me after I woke up from the first time I tried to watch it.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, well, let's get into our verdicts, shall we? You guys want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'm going last today.
Okay, I'll go first.
That's the spot I'm choosing.
That's fair. I do agree with you guys. There's a lot about this that's pretty darn good. If you're willing to turn your mind off. Now, it's not something that I would recommend to anybody who critically wants to see a zombie movie. If you want to see something that's kind of absurd and you don't mind just an action film where you can watch popcorn, then yeah, go right ahead and watch it. I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. I think that Zack Snyder's story is pretty cool. The idea of a heist film with zombies is a cool new idea that I haven't seen before. I'd be interested to see what happens in the sequel, but I think right now I'm going to give this a 6.5.
Okay.
Yeah. It's okay because I like I wanted it to be campier, to be honest with you. I would really appreciate it if it was campier, but I think it was trying to be a little bit too serious. And that took away a little bit for me, because had they thrown in the comedy, I think that this would have probably been a 7.5. But yeah, it doesn't live it up. Not for me anyways.
Okay. How about you, Dijon? Where do you have them ranked?
I'm giving it a 7.
See, we don't talk about what we're going to be, what our ratings are going to be before the show. So sometimes we're very in the dark about what we think about the movie.
I don't believe this.
Dude, I'm dead serious. I'm giving it a 7 because I didn't want to watch this movie. I sincerely waited till today to watch it. I mean, I had time in between to really sit there and watch it. I mean, I was just like, man, fuck, it's another Zack Snyder movie. And I was like, you know what? I started thinking about Dawn of the Dead. I was like, you know what? That shit has some funny moments. It wasn't really funny, but it was funny to me. That shit was a comedy. But I was like, you know what the hell? I can't come on this show and be like, I mean, I could have literally just kept talking shit. And nobody would have never noticed. Yeah, I give it a 7 because it's literally a turn your brain off movie. I mean, fan or no fan of Zack Snyder, it's not a superhero movie and just walking into it. I mean, you expect it. And I sincerely thought it was a pretty damn cool concept of trying to make versus everything else that we've seen of zombies. Thinking about it, and I literally almost forgot about Zombieland, even though we just had that sequel not too long ago. I wasn't too into that sequel. I didn't think it needed a sequel. And with this being what it was, a little heist zombie flick, I think it was a little bit refreshing for that genre. And that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that shit does have its problems.
It definitely does. It definitely does. All right, Keelan.
All right.
Lay it on us.
I appreciate Dijon's breakdown. I appreciate both of your breakdown.
This is one of those situations where the movie actually gained points based on the fact that I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. So what this movie should be getting a firm ass 5.
Ah, all right. Interesting.
It should be getting a firm 5, but I'm not going to do that because I was, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised. I did enjoy the movie. I can't say I wouldn't watch it again, like with a group of friends, one of those Saturday gatherings or something, you know, just a bunch of people hanging out. But I expected Zombieland. I expected Dawn of the Dead. I expected Shaun of the Dead. I expected, you know, just a little more entertainment on the level of, you know, like we all have said, just being a little funnier. We expected a little more comedy, some more slapstick kind of style in there. It wasn't a lot of it. And there was a lot of opportunity. Like there were so many opportunities for it. I almost got sick at a point where I was like, all right, you're missing all the freaking comedy cues here, and it's kind of killing me. But then that's when I had to really buy into this isn't a comedy. They're trying. Right. They're trying. And then keep in mind, Zack Snyder does mostly superhero flicks. There is no comedy in superhero flicks. It's likable or it's not likable. It's that simple. And this is likable. So Nick and I are on the same page with a 6.5. 1.5 of my points are kind of charity because I couldn't say I like it and give it a 5 because I do like it. So yeah, I'm come on, Zach. I'm gonna leave it there.
Hey, if he comes out with a Snyder cut, then we can literally downgrade it some points.
If he comes out with a Snyder cut, we are definitely bringing this one down and watching that.
Score is going down.
Nope. Then the next show you guys have anything Snyder, I'm like, I'm out.
No, we won't even watch it. If we find out that there's a Snyder cut, we'll just do a little addendum. We'll record like 2 minutes and be like, hey, update, guys. There is a Snyder cut for Army of the Dead, so our scores are now at least 1 point lower.
How about if there's a Snyder cut, we'll watch the explanation on the movie, the Snyder behind the scenes, and we'll call that our Snyder cut. Right. Yes. The Snyder narrative cut. Right. Yeah. All the things he wanted to do, and then that's what they're going to see in the updated version.
Yeah.
So, with a 7, 6.5, and a 6.5, we are actually 1 point ahead of last episode, Yasuke, which was a 19, and we have a 20 out of 30 this week or this episode.
Yeah, I think I think that 1 point really only is just originality of the concept. I think that's all it is, because Yasuke, I think, was just because that story's been told many times before. Right.
And if Yasuke was 4 more episodes, it would have definitely been higher.
There would have been more. Yeah, there would have been more to talk about for sure. But yeah, so I think that the originality of the concept definitely gave it some charity points in my eyes too. So yeah. Well, cool. Y'all have anything else before we wrap up? Anything you wanted to add?
They better be lucky they thought of some new types of zombies, damn it, or else this might have got a 2 or a 3.
That is very true. That is very true. Dijon?
I was waiting for the zombies to have guns.
Oh man! Wow.
I was waiting for at least one zombie to be a cyborg. Honestly, I promise I was waiting on it.
Here we go.
It did look like they did. I was like, some of them they got.
You saw some of them all of a sudden had green eyes and
or like silver skulls and shit. I was like,
what if the sequel is zombie cartels?
So what are we trafficking zombies or zombies that traffic drugs? Explain.
Or zombies that traffic human brains.
Robert Rodriguez for this one.
Oh wait. If zombies are trafficking human brains, then they're releasing certain toxins. Maybe venom comes into this universe.
Oh man, now we're just getting all over the place. I love it.
Bring in Danny
That would
Trejo.
be right. I'm gonna say now that would be Robert Rodriguez area, and we could definitely get Danny Trejo to play Toxin.
Well,
I'd
we'll
be
see.
down for that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would like to see some gun wielding zombies at some point. So that'd be a good opportunity, I think. Well, yeah, thank you so much, you guys, for listening. We very much appreciate it. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. We definitely did. Yeah, please consider giving us a thumbs up on our Facebook and YouTube, and perhaps a subscription to our YouTube channel, Screen Time Continuum. That would very much help us out. We're trying to grow that audience, and we just very much appreciate you guys for staying tuned with us. If you want to check out Keelan's podcast, he's got a podcast on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. It's called If Numbers Could Talk. If you want to hear all, he's got the swag on. Yeah, he talks all things numbers, whether it's sports, movies, pop culture, all that good stuff. So if you want to check him out, his Facebook page and YouTube page is If Numbers Could Talk. Please go give him some support. I got a podcast called Exofathom. If you'd like to check that out, that's on Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. I have a Facebook page and a YouTube page as well. We're also on the Thinkering Talks Facebook page. You can catch all of our podcasts there. If you're a purist and just want to hear us blabble on about movies, then we very much appreciate you. And thanks for taking this trip through the Screen Time Continuum with us. For Screen Time Continuum, I am Nick.
I am Keelan.
I'm the mustard.
Good night, everyone.